Hi, I'm Nancy Clark.
I'm Amory Wallace-Phillips.
We're the Hospice and Bereavement Coordinators for VO in Oxford, and this is Morning Chats with Anne-Marie and Nancy. So we're going to move along today and talk about common grief reactions that children experience after the death of a loved one. So the word grief is often equated with sadness and with sorrow, but grieving children may experience a wide range and array of emotions and behavioral reactions that are unique and individual to them.
Yeah.
So the first one we're going to chat about, Anne-Marie, did you want to take it away?
Sure. Fear and anxiety, very common reaction in children. They're anxious when separated from caregivers, siblings, parents. They worry that they're going to still be loved, and they want to know, are they going to become ill? Are they going to die too? And who's going to look after them? And they also attempt to control the people and or events in their lives. They also worry about family financial situation or worry about who's going to take care of them now. So fear and anxiety is very, very common. Sometimes fear and anxiety shows up as anger, which Nancy is going to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next common grief reaction, very common in children, is anger.
Yeah.
So you may see that your child is angry at the person for being sick.
Yeah.
Angry with the healthy parent for being too busy to spend time with them.
Yeah.
Angry that they have to help with the caregiving or take on a new role within the family. Maybe they're the ones now to prepare breakfast for their younger siblings or help tuck in at night. Angry with doctors for not trying hard enough to fix their loved one or heal them. Angry at the person who, for dying, that they have made a choice to leave them. And general sense of anger at the world as a whole.
Yeah. Perhaps many times we see too angry that they weren't told or they weren't giving the information or the details that they needed to process their grief. Yeah. We're going to talk now about guilt. Many times children will feel bad when bad things happen. They feel guilty about things they may have said or did in anger. Sometimes they blame themselves for causing the illness and death. We're going to talk about magical thinking later on in the series. They may feel guilty for being angry or jealous at the person who was ill and died. Many times too, I hear the children say that they feel guilty when they're having fun, when they're laughing, when they're playing with their friends.
And that's especially apparent with sibling death.
Yes.
That they continue on being happy or feel jealous that their sibling had a lot of attention at the end of their life.
Absolutely.
Jealousy.
Jealousy.
That Anne-Marie touched on. So definitely jealous of other kids who still have a mom, a dad, a sibling, grandparents who are alive.
Yep.
And jealous of all the attention that the dying person is getting or received. And that definitely, those types of feelings can lead to shame, which is what Anne-Marie's going to chat about.
Yeah, shame is common in children. Children are embarrassed for being seen differently by their peers. They don't want to be different than others. They also may be embarrassed to be seen with the person who is ill. They also may feel shame when they cry and they get upset because perhaps they were told, you have to be strong. Yeah.
Denial is another very common grief reaction. So children telling themselves that it just can't possibly be true, blocking out the situation by trying to continue life as normal. And we definitely see this a lot with very young children, just with what their brains are able to comprehend and process. The denial that their loved one isn't coming back.
Yeah. Avoidance is another one. Sometimes the children avoid talking or hearing about the person who is dying or has died. They may also avoid activities or going to certain places because they are painful reminders that the death has occurred. It's not uncommon sometimes, for example, maybe A boy was playing hockey and no longer wants to play hockey because it was dad who took him to hockey. Or a young girl who loved dance and had that joy of dance with mom, but now that mom has died, they no longer want to do that. They avoid that because it's such a painful reminder.
And closely linked with avoidance is withdrawal. And this is a very common grief reaction where children might be noticeably quieter or keep to themselves.
Yeah.
They might not want to go to school or be around peers or play as usual. And they may be spending more time alone or more time in their room.
Sometimes hyperactivity. The children are unable to control their energy and maybe more energetic than usual. Yeah, very common, especially in boys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue on next week with talking about these common grief reactions. So for more information, contact us by phone or email or visit v1oxford.ca. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to view all of our morning chat videos and the specifically the children in grief videos.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching.